Jaws! Ho, 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 ho! What is going on? Welcome to, is it safe to say, inaugural live episode of Center Ice, brought to you by Olde City Sports Network and sponsored by, do it, Jesse.
Can dips.
I wanted to get some teamwork in there.
Yeah.
How's it going, man? Thank you for recruiting me.
Yeah. It's going good. It's going good. We're here. It's I do have to say one thing, and you could take some credit in this as well. This has been the quickest that we've launched the show live in the history of Olde City Sports Network history, which is only like almost 2 years old, but still a lot of shows on the network, and they all weren't live. So I think I got to go.
Hashtag no pressure on me then. All right, cool.
You're good. We got this. No worries.
Well, we got some fun shit for you today, and yes, I know I can swear, so I'm going to do it.
You are allowed to do that here.
Sure. I know. Oh man, how you doing, man? How's it going? How was your weekend?
It was good. Let's see. Friday, I don't even remember what we're even doing anymore. Oh my god, I went to the local mall on Saturday with my oldest and tried to button up the end of the old Christmas shopping. And it was just my kid was so good, Charlotte was so good, but like there's people just don't give a shit, dude. And it's just like it's crazy. Like they don't even see the kid. Like I'm trying to like direct her, but she's like 5 now, 5 going on like 18. So like she doesn't want me touching her because she's embarrassed and all that already. And I'm just trying to make
sure Dad.
Like so like I don't know. People were just rude, but we got some stuff done and we got some comments already.
I know.
Oh, there we go.
Hi, Sam. Oh, now you watch both the shows I'm on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Sam says hi, gentlemen.
Vince. Hey, so am I. I am very excited. And I agree with this third comment, at least for me. Definitely me.
Oh, nobody. That's my cousin Myers Alleyway. He's also my cousin, so works out.
Well, what up? No, I mean, it's safe to say for me that actually I'm going to arguably say Christmas shopping season is actually worse than Black Friday, but I don't know if you agree. I personally think so, but
listen, I don't do Black Friday shopping at all anymore. I do the internet when it comes to that. I can't handle it.
No, right? That's fair.
But then what was it? Yesterday we went and got our Christmas tree. We drive 45 minutes to chop it down.
Been done with mine for a while. I got mine up early. Are you all right? Actually, before we get started, this is an imperative topic for our inaugural show.
Yeah.
When is Christmas season for you? Are you like as soon as Halloween ends, if you're putting up Christmas lights, if you're putting up your tree, that's cool. Christmas music is fine. Even if you don't listen to it, it's fine if someone else is playing it. Or are you strictly like that shit should not be started until after Thanksgiving when the leftovers have been packed into the Tupperware?
I think when you're done with the leftovers, when they get home and there's none left, then I think it's okay. But
wow, all right.
I leave my lights up on my house all year round, so I don't have to get back up there. But we got blow ups and shit all in the yard, and I put it up when it's warm out, so I don't have to freeze my nuts off. So, all right. Christmas music though, I'm big on Christmas music too. So
right.
Use our promo codes for what?
What? You spelled R wrong.
For life?
You mean our?
We didn't even do anything yet. Anyway,
Yeah,
what's your week been like? What's your been?
It's good. I did exactly what you just mentioned. The leftovers were finished as of Sunday afternoon. And quite frankly, for the first weekend in a long time, I sat on my ass on my couch all day Saturday and all day Sunday. Watched some college football, watched some hockey, watched obviously the NFL on Sunday, watched the U.S. get their ass kicked out of the World Cup. Yeah, and watched a bunch of Marvel movies. I did absolutely nothing.
That sounds great. It's a staycation.
Literally. I haven't had one of those, so I was like, this is the weekend to do it. And maybe next weekend after that, everything goes crazy. So take advantage.
Yeah, it is going to get nuts here in a little bit. And that comes with the scheduling with us, too, is going to get a little wild. But we do it on Monday, so I feel like it's not that big of a deal starting the week out. My schedule gets like this weekend, Charlotte has a dance recital. And then the weekend after that, well, I don't even know. We're going to see Santa at the same mall that was literally
nice
insanity.
Nice.
And then, like I said, I work that Monday and I'm off until literally probably the 9th of January.
I can't complain then. That's a hell of a lot more than I got to do. So I can't really bitch about it.
Having the kids is a little different, but it makes it better. You literally get to relive the magic, if you will. Yeah.
That was good. That was good. I was trying to get myself together after that awesome Iron Man intro that you slammed together. I mean, I wasn't expecting that, and you probably saw my face, and I was like, that was awesome.
Yeah, I asked our guy that's co-host of our Eagles show, Sundays for the Birds. He like taught himself how to do all this stuff, and I don't know. I literally asked him, hey man, I just want like, the sleigh bells and ho 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 and just Merry Christmas from Olde City Sports Network. He goes, I did you one better, and I was like, I'm all right. Okay, there it is.
I would say he did us one very much better.
Yeah.
But all right, man. What do we got today? Let's get into it. Let's get into some hockey.
Yeah, let's get into some things here. Before we get into it, make sure you follow us on Twitter at @centerice_OCSN. Follow Joel at Joel Firneno and me at Jesse from Delco, and subscribe to the network's YouTube page. It's literally Olde City Sports Network. We're going to start moving things over to that slowly but surely. Flyers Alley went from my Twitter to just that instead of a million different things, and we did pretty well. With that being said, also go check out Super Fantasy Bros, American Beauties, Ice Cold Takes, Sundays for the Birds, Delco Dive, The Fan Lot, Ducks and Pucks, Doom Thugs Monthly, and Flyers Alley.
Is this going to be on the quiz?
It is going to be on the quiz.
All right. Oh, baby. It's time.
Ready for this?
Oh, it's time. Oh, I've been ready for over a week now.
All right, let's check out who's on for our watch.
I love that intro because that definitely is going to signify at least the teams we're talking about today. Those teams are giant boats that are about to crash into a lighthouse island.
Oh, here we go. Our buddy. That's my buddy Brandon. What's up, guys?
Good so far. Yeah, that's true. They're up. They have 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. 3-1. Now you just jinxed them. So here we go.
I mean, it's what I do.
I don't know. So the first person we're gonna bring up a person though. That's going to be the first thing we're going to talk about. It's definitely Jordan Binnington.
Oh God, the clown show piece of shit of the league that is Jordan Binnington.
I'm
not holding back.
No, you should not. I mean, I don't think you really can at this point. At the beginning, now I only have one clip, and it was kind of like him getting what he deserved because I know a lot of people have been waiting for it. Yeah. So
I know exactly what clip this is.
Good technique, goes shoulder to chest. Stahl's like, what are you doing? Harm's way, and here's the hit of the night right here. Bang! Good technique, goes shoulder to chest. Stahl's like, what are you doing?
I mean, to that, all I can say is get fucked, Bennington. Choo choo.
Now it's different because, like, in my opinion, obviously, we'll get your opinion. I've been kind of waiting for this for a while. Because it was kind of cool, like seeing another like goalie kind of being a dickhead, and then it was kind of right when Shesterkin was kind of being like a showboat. I think that was last year. When he was kind of like sticking his tongue out and shit. I thought that was cool. But it was kind of around that period where I think Bennington was starting to be exposed with like the slashing people. And then the other day with him going he got pulled from the game because he slashed somebody. And then that guy, I think it was Suter. I forget who it was, from the Penguins, came back and scored.
Jason Zucker.
Zucker.
Yeah.
Came back and scored the goal on the power play. And then he goes and taunts the bench. And then you hear the words from Chief. I forget his name. I remember his nickname. I should remember. Craig Berube, their coach, is like, hey, like he's got to knock this off and just be a goalie now at this point and save some pucks. So,
dude, John Scott said 10 grand, yo, anyone in the NHL to knock him out. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing John Scott lace up the skates one more time just to take out Jordan Bennington.
My God, dude.
I would pay a handsome amount of money to see that. But no, I mean, to your point too, like, I'm with you. Like, I don't mind some cheekiness. Like, obviously, being a Blackhawks fan, we had Andrew Shaw. I loved him. Like, he's obviously
him actually.
Yeah, he's like he's the typical guy. Like, you love when he's on your team, you absolutely despise him when he's off your team. But that's okay. It's kind of like as much as I hate to say it, Brad Marchand too. Like, he's a rat, and I personally despise the guy. However, damned if I don't respect how good he is. Meanwhile, though, Jordan Bennington isn't it? Hell, even Corey Perry. Like, Corey Perry's a rat, but he's had a hell of a career, right? So Bennington specifically, like, he was a flash in the pan. He caught lightning in a bottle with his cup run. The very next year, he was fine. Like, he wasn't like a Vezina finalist or anything, but he was fine. And then he slowly started to taper off. And ironically enough, as he was tapering off is when he became this cocky little shit that he is.
Yeah.
It was very confusing, and like all the slashes. And quite frankly, I compare him kind of like, in a way, he's basically like the quarterback, like one of the diva quarterback of the NHL in a way as a goalie. Like, he's like the Aaron Rodgers who's always going palms up every play he disagrees with, right?
Right.
Jordan Bennington is kind of the same way. He chirps every ref any way he possibly can, and obviously you showed he got his due, but that's almost like his office. He goes out there, he tries to either slash when he's kind of out of his crease, or what he did to Zucker against the Penguins. He just basically bitch slapped Zucker in the face, and Zucker punched him with the glove.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude. Also, want to point out too, it was hilarious that when he ended up getting pulled because he was just letting in pucks because he's Swiss cheese, he's skating past the Penguins bench, chirping them when he's getting pulled.
Yeah.
Like, how stupid are you, dude? Like,
I think that's the biggest problem is and like Wade had said, we're big fans of the John Scott show, Dropping the Gloves. And I literally just listened to the episode. He's ripping him apart. And he doesn't pull any punches. So
good.
It'd be different if he was performing. Like,
right.
If he was doing, it's now they're playing the Blues are playing the Rangers right now, and they're winning 4-3. I want to actually see who's in net. I don't even think
for the Blues tonight.
Yeah.
Probably Bennington. Let me see. I'll check for you right now. But that's a good question from Wade. You think he would try that with Reeves on the ice? Actually, hot take, I think he would, because Bennington is just so stupid and such a little rat that I don't think he cares who you are until he gets his own and gets run over by, say, Jordan Staal or
right.
I say Ryan Reeves. Like, I think he actually would. I think in his mind, he thinks he is hot shit, and he will try it with anybody. And
I can't find out who's in net
right now, 4-3 against the Rangers.
Lindgren.
1 second. Blues. Bennington is in net. Bennington is in net, and he's got a solid 75% save percentage.
Well, like that's the thing. It's like if he would he even be in the National Hockey League right now if he didn't catch fire or catch lightning in a bottle that one season to win the Stanley Cup? Now it's a Stanley Cup and he won. Well, you can have that, but at the same time, it's like if that never happened, he wouldn't even be around.
I think he would probably be kind of what he is right now. Like, I mean, he is on the Blues are an all right team, but he would be bouncing around the league trying to crack, the starting goaltender spot for one of those middling to crap teams that don't have a, long-term netminder. Not us. I would not want him here whatsoever. Not just because he's a Blue. It goes without saying. We had to mention Jordan Binnington. He's on fraud watch eternally because he truly is a fraud.
I really don't think he would. If we kept this, if we kept an eye on him for the rest of the season, I don't think he'd leave. Because it's not going to end. I mean, unless he really listens to Craig Berube, which something tells me that his attitude tells me that he's not going to. Which in reality, Berube will beat the shit out of him if it ever came down to actually getting in an altercation. I just don't think he's going to kick anyone's ass anyway. What if someone actually challenges him? What if someone actually hey man, I'm going to go and take the game misconduct and fight this goalie? He's going to lose.
A good old-fashioned goalie tussle, a good old-fashioned goalie tilly. I am all here for that.
Well, even if it's not a good, let's get down to that real quick. What goalies in the league are actually fighting someone? I mean, they're kind of all soft America at this point. So I mean,
kind of true. The last goaltender I remember who would freely skate over there and beat the shit out of Jordan Binnington, rest in peace, is Ray Emery.
Ray Emery, 100%.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Who was that? What was it? Braden Holtby. Rest in peace. His confidence for the rest of his life after he torched Holtby. Holtby didn't even fight. He was just like.
That was Holtby's. Wasn't that his rookie year too?
Holtby, I think I may
be. Either that or it was his second year. But either way, it was like, hey, welcome to the league.
He was on the Flyers. So yeah, what do you got there? But yeah, that's number one for fraud watch.
We had to talk about that.
I have two more, but we have a self-explanatory thing for that. We were able to. The New York Rangers are the next one.
We teased this out.
Yeah. Now they are 11, 10, and 5, but the real issue here is that they're missing this guy, and I'm not the only one to say it. I'm again huge on the enforcers, Ice Guardians, if you will. But he's kind of doing this now. You let him go for a 5th round draft in the 2025, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. We could confirm that with Dan, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. So then he goes and performs, and this is what we end up coming up with this first game.
So far, first 4 minutes of this. That's how you inject life. I think the Wild were a little stagnant in that first period, and so far, first 4 minutes of this. That's how
Dude. He got knocked out of his skates, and Ryan Reeves just turns around and just what? Like Reeves looked like he didn't even touch anything. He just went through a styrofoam wall.
Nobody did anything either.
No, because it's Ryan Reeves.
Is with him now. There's no one on the Ducks, and that's the point. I do have a guy from the Ducks. We got two people on the network that are insiders. I'm going to play the one from Joey DeMeglio. He's a New York insider. I asked him for 2 minutes, and he gave me 5.5.
Damn.
So,
we're doing all 5.5? I wouldn't.
I'm gonna cut it at 2 minutes.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
All right, so if you haven't followed the Rangers, kept up with them, going back to last year, this year, I'll kind of sum it up for you. So last year, the Rangers were carried by absolutely historic goaltending by Igor Shesterkin. You try and do that 10 times out of 10, it'll never happen again. No goalie in history was able to come close to those statistics that he put up. I might be wrong in saying that, but like he put up an historic season. In my opinion, should have won MVP. If the Rangers didn't have him last year, they'd be competing for first overall pick with the lottery. They would not be nowhere near an Eastern Conference final team against Tampa Bay. No way. And then that's one of their pillars. The other pillar that's holding up the fort was an elite power play unit, first power play unit, consisting of Ryan Strome, Zibanejad, Adam Fox, Artemi Panarin, and Chris Kreider, who scored 50 goals last year and had like almost 30 power play goals, which basically, I think it broke the Rangers record for power play goals in a single season. So you take those two, and you're not even looking at even strength play, which was non-existent last year for the Rangers. Like, you could take a stopwatch, and it would be less than 5 seconds in the offensive zone that the Rangers would spend at 5v5. That's a big problem because the majority of the game is played at even strength. You could follow analytics, you could not follow analytics. That's a big deal. It wasn't until after the trade deadline when they got Vetrano, Kopp, and Mott that they were somewhat decent at even strength play, that they made an improvement. Then they lose Vetrano, Mott, and Kopp. In free agency, they add Vinny Trocheck. They lose Strome as well, so they replace Strome with Trocheck. And through the first 15 games of the season, it seemed like an improvement was made, that they had...
All right. Joey DeBegler from Noise Cold Takes from our network, but our New York Rangers insider. Now, the one thing he didn't mention, I don't know if he mentioned it because I'll be honest with you, I didn't watch the whole thing. I was doing this all when I was at work. Ryan Reeves isn't on that team anymore. What happens the night that Ryan Reeves leaves? I think you were the one that was telling me. I still haven't seen it. The video of
it was I believe it was Leon Draisaitl who just kind of casually skates by, I believe it was Lafreniere, who's just hanging out, like I think it was like right after the play, and he skates by him and literally just stick lifts a stick, but he sends his stick just launching out of his hands. And it's one of those like little ticky-tacky, like trying to play mind games things, but that's not something. It was literally the day after, or the 2 days, however long it took after it was their first game after Reeves got traded to Minnesota. And it literally was just like the caption stated it perfectly in the tweet. And it was just like, it's open season on the Rangers now that Reeves is gone. And I couldn't agree more.
And it proves, to me at least, that those type of players have a place in the NHL.
Of course. Absolutely.
Now, the Rangers are just, I don't know. Shesterkin's just not performing either. I don't know. Their team is stacked. I mean, they got Adam Fox as defenseman. I mean, they got, Zibanejad. They got Panarin. Lafreniere is a bust. I'm sorry. It's just in my category.
Oh, wow. You're already saying it?
Already? What do you mean? Capo, how many years in the league are you going to wait? How long are we going to wait?
What? Lafreniere was drafted, 2020? Right?
I'd say 19.
Was it 19?
Maybe.
Let me check.
I would be as bold to think that. I don't know. I mean, it's been
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm
probably wrong, but the amount of time that both of them, Kakko and Lafreniere, I mean, come on, man. Like, their trajectory was so much higher than what they're doing. They should have came out of the gate.
It was 2020.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to give him a little more time. He's only, call it 2-3 seasons in the league. No, 2 seasons. Yeah.
No, he needs to start performing. But both of them though. But both of them. I think they're both. Well, Kakko had a night the other night. I'll give him that. I think he had a trick or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a huge believer in weak draft classes. So if you have a weak draft class, then you have these guys. Maybe they're just not as good as everybody says they. I mean, it's just.
I mean, that really. It's just so surprising to me. Like
Nolan Patrick. Just.
Oh man, yeah, I'm sorry for that one. That was a rough bust for you guys. We can now say he's a bust. We can now say he's a bust.
If you only knew, there's a lot of behind the scenes shit going on with that one, man. I'll tell you all fair.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, what Alexi Lafreniere right now? He's got 3 goals and 7 assists for 10 points. Yeah, that's not too good right now. I mean, Vinny Trocheck, 8 goals, 7 assists. Obviously, he's a Zibanejad, 13 goals, 15 assists. That's on par. Artemi Panarin with 6 goals and 22 assists. Like, that's on par for the assists. That's a little low for goals for him. When Adam Fox is also your third place point getter too, but that's just because he's phenomenal.
Adam Fox rules. But he's also being criticized right now by a couple people in the media. What's also being, especially with this team too. I think it was the Jake Trouba hit on Athanasiou. I think that's his name.
Andreas Athanasiou. Yeah,
a lot of fouls.
Don't get me started on that hit.
Listen. Hit was clean.
Oh, we're about to fight. We're about to fight in our inaugural, our first ever episode. We're about to fight.
Listen, great, good hit people aren't used to anymore, and I think that's what's jading your vision. But
used to
afterwards, it's the shit afterwards that bothers me. Is talking? Oh, he's an $8 million player that has no goals, but that's not what he's there for. He's there to light you up, and he's living rent free in your brain there, brother. And I'm tired of that last name. Call him something else. It's a mouthful.
I'm not disagreeing with you. He's got a role to play. I get it, but that hit was, I'm not going to say it was like the dirtiest hit in the world, but
is Jake Trouba a dirty player? Would you categorize him? And I am not a Rangers fan by any means.
I don't know if I'd say dirty. For me, you need to do a hell of a lot more to be like just my definitive, you are a dirty scumbag player. Like to me, the epitome of dirty player would probably be, well, this gets us started on a tangent. We'll save that for another episode, but Rafi Torres is pretty much the GOAT of dirty players. But he's not
all time.
He's one of them. Yeah, he's on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
I'll never forgive what just from what he did to Marian Hossa alone, and that's not the only example. That's just the biggest example.
Yeah.
But active, I mean, for a while I had Brad Marchand on there, but he started to clean up his act a bit, and I will admit he also just became a better overall player. So he kind of lost that tag, that's a good thing. He's still a little bit of a rat, but hey, you got to be an agitator. If you're going to back it up with points, go ahead. But dude, yeah, I'm with you. I had I'm starting to think about flipping. I had the Rangers getting to the conference final again, except this time I had them possibly winning the conference finals.
I'm telling you right now, I'm going to go. I've picked it. Obviously, I'm in the Flyers media. I'm a Flyers guy. I bleed orange and black. But my second team's the Buffalo Sabres, dude. Straight up. I'm sorry. I'm we'll save that for another episode. But
is weed legal in Philly or wherever you're? Where are you at again?
I gotta put a boomer. Let me put a boomer in. All right, let's just figure that out. Dude, I'm huge on the Owen. I'm huge on Owen Power. Huge on Tage Thompson. Huge on oh my god.
Tage Thompson is a beast. I will give you that.
The workhorse from Whitehorse. I forget his name. I can't forget.
Buffalo?
Yeah.
I
just went John Scott showed one day. But no, I like the team. Kyle Okposo, not a big fan of him, but probably still playing.
He's ancient at this point. I mean, he's got to be 35, 36 at this point. I guess that's not ancient, but man, really? Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that in another episode. You have the Sabres making it to
unspoken heroes. You'll understand. I'll get you on board. Maybe not. You'll understand. You just won't be on board. Big underdog guy. I
mean, I'm with you, but the conference finals.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, I'm liking what they're doing right now.
Oh, that's different. That's fine.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll do a whole bracket when it comes to that.
Starting to fall a little bit, but anyway.
Well, I mean, so yeah, we'll move on. I got one more, and it's real quick. It's the Anaheim Ducks. And the only reason why I put this kind of I gotta move the boomer. Oh, putting it down here, it's just so hard to talk. The Ducks were projected at the beginning of the year to be this big, I don't know, a competitor, and it's just not really working out that way. And I really think it has to do with you don't have your big guys on the team anymore. You don't have Manson and you don't have Delorier. And I did bring in another guy who actually did keep it at 22 minutes. So this is Mike from our other show, Ducks and Pucks, over in Anaheim.
Hello, everybody. It's Mike Walters here covering the Ducks on Ducks and Pucks for the Olde City Sports Network. Just giving you an update on the team this season. It's been an extremely rough season for the Anaheim Ducks. They knew going into this year it was going to be a rebuild, and that they weren't going to be a contending team. But unfortunately, this year they find themselves at the bottom of the league. The Ducks did make several moves last season, sending players like Lindholm and Manson and Raquel and Delorier away at the trade deadline. The Ducks brought in a lot of draft picks, and they also brought in some players. They brought in Frank Petrano, Ryan Strome, and John Klingberg as well. But some of those guys have not worked out for the team, as planned this season. Petrano and Strome have been able to add some offense, but have been shaky on defense. And Klingberg as well has not panned out as the way that the team had expected him to play. Unfortunately, he's been injured now, and he's been out for the last week and is now on the IR. Some of the other things for the Ducks have been tough has been the blue line. They had Euro Vakanainen, who was injured in the preseason and was gone. He has just come back. He's only played 4 games. Another issue for the Ducks is Jamie Drysdale played 8 games this season and has been hurt. And now it looks like he may be gone for the rest of the season. If he comes back, it'll only be towards the tail end of the season. So unfortunate things there for the Ducks on the blue line, with players being, in and out and injured. They haven't been 100%. One of the good bright spots for the Ducks has been Troy Terry and Trevor Zegras. They've been lighting it up. They've been leading the Ducks in terms of scoring. Both of them have been paired with McTavish and then Henrique and Fowler on the power play. And the power play is starting to pick up. It's been 5 of 13 in the last 4 games. Could have been 6 of 13. They had 1 goal that was scored right after the power play expired. But they have picked up, on the power play. Recently, the penalty kill has still had some issues and whatnot, but with this team, it's going to be a rough go of it. It's going to be a work in progress for this season, and definitely looking, to go for that first pick and hopefully get Bedard at the end of the season, possibly come the draft. So that's your report for the Anaheim Ducks. I'm Mike Walters.
He did not seem very happy at all there, no?
No, that was a very somber tone.
Ducks. Jesus.
I'm gonna need him to back off a little bit on that Bedard stuff. He's ours. He's the Blackhawks. Stay away. Look, he brings up a lot of good points. There's really not too much going on their blue line, and that's probably not helping. But
yeah,
it's really funny because I'm gonna have to, and I'll explain. There's a method to the madness here. I'll explain why. But I almost disagree with putting the Ducks on fraud watch.
Really?
And here's why. Because I don't think they're a fraud. I actually think, okay, I get it. The basement of the entire league. That's where I understand us tossing them on here. But at least based on everything I had read and was watching and everywhere, bigger outlets, NHL Network, stuff like that, the Ducks didn't really have that high of expectations. They were kind of going into this season their expectations this season were kind of like what the Red Wings expectations were last season, where it's they're a rebuilding team. They got some kids that are proving that they are going to be the real deal and some stars, perennial all-stars in this league.
Right.
But there's just not enough there, and they have to move around a lot more pieces and fill a lot more holes. So they were going to maybe be what I've been over on Pod Snipe Selly Tuesdays at 6:00 Central. I've been saying a lot that they would have been like a frisky team, like fun to watch. They might pull out some close wins where it's like, whoa, they shouldn't have won that game, but ultimately not really sniffing the playoffs much. Not the basement of the league though. So that's where I can understand them being on fraud watch. But like, think about this. Remember how I think one of the big things of them potentially being frisky before the season started was, signing John Klingberg to that big deal. Yeah. That sounds about right. That's a powerful toilet, and it's needed for that terrible signing.
Airline toilet.
Literally, like that plumbing is flawless, but what isn't flawless is John Klingberg. He's been rough, man. He is a -12 right now on the season, 1 goal, 7 assists. Like, when you take him off a pretty decently good team like the Dallas Stars, hell, even last year, he was on the Dallas Stars and he was still a disappointment.
I was going to say, yeah. Well, there's a lot of talk about so there's I don't have a segment for it or anything, but there's a lot of talk with the trade deadline coming up in March.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously the what's his name? I can't think of his name. He's one of the people that are looking to make a splash to go somewhere else, and I never understood why. I get that it's news that he shopped around and such, but Morgan Frost was the other one. From the Flyers, he needs to go to the fucking. But it's just I've never been in a conversation that was positive about John Klingberg ever, and I've talked to a lot of people around the league, dude, and like no one has ever said a good thing. I didn't even know who he was until 3 years ago. 3 years ago, and I was like, why is everyone talking shit on this guy? Yeah, I know now.
I had him on my fantasy team. I think his like second or third season in the league when he actually was like, he was still highly touted. He was starting to like really show the signs of why they drafted him, and it worked out. Like he was one of my best defensemen on that fantasy team that year, and I might have even won the championship or gone to the championship that year, and he helped a lot of that. But yeah, since then, and then I started like having that thing. I'm like, I'm gonna draft him like every year because that's been great, and every year now it's been just downhill. I think also too, you're mentioning for the Ducks and the trade deadline, John Gibson is probably the biggest piece for them.
I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I hope he does. I hope he does, but like, I don't think he's going to go anywhere.
I mean, it depends on who wants him. Like he's great, but like and I get it, he's on a bad team right now, but he's throwing up an .896 save percentage, damn near a 4 goals against average. He's at a 3.98 right now. Like that's bad. Like he was a highly coveted, arguably top 7 fantasy goaltender for as many years back as I can remember. And now like he's just fallen off the wagon, and I understand like he doesn't have a good team in front of him. They're rebuild. They're slowly coming out of the rebuild, but they still have a little bit of work to do and some holes to fill. But I don't know, man. I'm calling my shot.
Having Trevor Zegras and Troy Terry doesn't help him keep pucks out of his net. So,
no. As much as I love me some Trevor Zegras, like he might be one of my favorite players in the league right now. Not a Blackhawk, but I love that kid. Yeah. He's so fun. Like he's
having fun. That's for sure.
Exactly. He's having fun. The kid is starting to put himself into that conversation of, the top 5 best hands in the league. If he not even in the conversation, he might already have the top 5 best hands in the league right now. Like
he's definitely on one of our segments this week.
I know. And I was about to say more about him, but I'll just wait till we get to that.
No, with that being said, we'll move on. But remember this segment of For Our Watch is brought to you by Sterling Pig Brewery. Go to www.sterlingpig.com. In Media, Pennsylvania, part of Delco. Oh, I had it right here. I had the Delco. Delaware County. For some reason, Delaware County's in Pennsylvania. I don't know. That's where I'm from. Delco, yeah. But yeah, go check out their stuff. They got awesome food and craft beer.
Send me some beer.
Yeah, I'm going. So I gotta wait. I was told to wait until the holiday season ends.
That's fair. Actually, that's very fair.
But that's very long. That's very. I think I'm gonna take a chance and just see if I can get it there because huge. I guess we can announce it here. We do have another brewery down in Texas called Buffalo Bayou Brewing, and they really want to keep the arrangement going on, and they're sending merch. They're trying to. There's a beer store that no one knew about. That they're like, oh, do you have this beer store near you? I said, I actually do, and it's literally like a beer warehouse, and they're gonna actually start shipping it up here. So like big times, big moves for OCSN. Just saying, let's get into the howitzer. Let's get into the howitzer.
Oh, let's do it.
I love that one too.
Ominous. It's just very ominous in the best way possible.
It is like Blade Runner, though. It literally is the first thing you realize.
Exactly Blade Runner. Yeah, I've never actually seen that movie.
Seen Blade Runner?
I know. I mean, if we got to get it out of the way, I'm 28, so there's some of those old movies I haven't seen.
They just made a new one.
I didn't see that either, but I saw
really
good.
A new one. Really good. Directly connected to the first one too. The first one's a very rough watch, by the way. Ahead of its time. Yeah, so this segment of the Howitzer is brought to you by Neshaminy Creek Brewing. Go to www.neshaminycreekbrewing.com and take a look at the #1 best can art in the business. Again, I don't have one around here right now, but
all of this beer, I love it.
It's just beer, dude. I mean,
that's how it should be. That's really how it should be, truly.
It should be. That's what separates us from everybody else. So we have beer. They don't.
Yeah.
Let's so this is one you brought to my attention. Like I said, I keep a close eye on the East Coast. I didn't see this one in person, but yeah, this is Connor McDavid's Bad Boy. I believe that's the one you picked, correct?
Yeah.
5 minutes. Gooley. Anderson. Coughed it off at the other line. Here's Drysdale to McDavid. Partial break. Rich shot, score! 5-3 Edmonton. 7.5 minutes.
I mean, I feel like we're going to do this segment a lot, and I feel like McDavid's going to end up taking up probably about 60% of it.
Well, the thing is there's not that many like good ones. Since we have two segments that are, one's the Howitzer, which is, that, and then the dangle of the week, which is next. But like, you got to separate them. So they got to be separated, the way that we are, because it's just, they'll run directly into each other. But there were a couple other ones with this. I tried to find a second one and I really just couldn't. That one. I found another one from, it was late last night. So at this point I was like, you know what, let's just leave it. We could probably even use it for next week. Like a freeze off.
No, it was who was it? I saved the video. I'll have to send it to you. But it was a breakaway, but it was a slap shot breakaway, which you don't see anymore. And it was a goal. It was a goal. It was just awesome. Like it was the definition of a howitzer.
Right.
So I'll have to send it to you, and we'll
you don't see too many slap shots anymore,
I
think I saw an article the other day about someone saying that the slap shot's like almost dead. Like it's just like a myth anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the skill at this point. It's all about the snapshots, all about the wristers, the snipes. I mean, that's kind of what gets you the wins at this point. It's more fun to watch, but I still love a good slap shot. I still love I miss a good I miss a good Shea Weber, 106 mile per hour shot that goes through the netting on the other side, and it's still a goal, but they have to review it because it went through the netting. Like that's amazing to me. I still love
Shea Weber was awesome. I used to love Shea Weber.
But I don't know what you can say about McDavid, man. Like he's probably the most talented hockey player to ever grace the NHL. Maybe that's a hot take and a too early take, but I don't care. I will die on the McDavid hill.
Well, this just in. McKinnon's injured.
What?
Upper body.
Nothing else, just upper body. We'll have to check Twitter and see if it was anything.
Playing the Flyers, so I'm sure someone got thrown in the penalty box for that.
Uh-oh. Yeah, we'll have to take a look at that. That's a hit to a team.
Fantasy. Fucks up my fantasy.
Oh, that sucks. I didn't draft him.
Wait
that's all.
Wait till we get to it. You're gonna be like, you have who on your fucking team? Like, yeah.
Oh, I'm we need to do that on an episode. Go through our fantasy lineups.
We do. I got OCSN fantasies in here.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. But we got Dangle the week next. You ready for that one?
Oh, I'm very ready for it.
I'm sure you are. They're yours. I mean, I couldn't find any that were better, so I just left them in there.
Oh.
Feel honored. There you go.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. Dangle of the Week is brought to you by Righteous Felon Beef Jerky out of Westchester, Pennsylvania. Go to www.righteousfelon.com. Use promo code OCSN for 15% off your jerky contraband. You got to get some of that shit too. That shit's pretty good.
I plan on getting some of the what is it? The Reaper.
Carolina
Reaper jerky. I will mark it down for whoever's going to listen to this or whoever's watching this live.
Yeah.
I will do the challenge in maybe a couple weeks when I can actually have it shipped here.
Okay. It's on you because it's fucking hot as shit. This is the only one of this I could get. It is like kind of like a vertical boy, but you can see it's got some pretty good looks.
Made it look rather easy, and it's a different start. Awfully slow.
I mean, that's just disgusting. And of course, I was talking about Trevor Zegras, and that's who that was. That is one of the grossest shootout goals I've seen. And like from me watching that when that replay kind of came across my Twitter, it just brought me right back to, you know, the prime days of Patrick Kane in the shootout, just being dazzled by anytime we'd go to a shootout. Like, say what you will about the shootout, and I like the shootout. I don't love it, but I definitely like it. I would be excited for shootouts for the Hawks, you know, from 2010 to like 2018, just because Patrick Kane was always the second shooter and he would always do something ridiculous. And that's what Trevor Zegras really like puts in my head. And it's just so much fun to watch.
Yeah. I mean, I like Trevor Zegras. I'm more of I don't like the guys that score. I don't know. I like the hard-nosed guys like the Zach McEwens, obviously, the Deloriers, and you know.
Do you want me to get you a walker, old man, or no?
Yeah, no. I'm a dinosaur when it comes to that. I'm 36 the other day. It's fucking crazy.
True, that's young. We're good.
I do like a lot of the players on the Ducks, though. I love that Troy Terry came out of literally nowhere.
Dude, right?
Like, I remember them being like, who the hell was it? Just kind of like, what was that, Sam Steele the other day? Yeah, who the hell was Sam Steele?
Sam Steele, the spy show on CW. At least that's what it sounds like.
Like the Unabomber or something. I don't know.
Oh, God.
Just say Sam Steele. Like, I watch a lot of ID, so give me a break.
Sam Steele is like it's like going to like an independent wrestling show and coming to the ring, Sam Steele.
The backyard wrestling.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Trevor Zegras. I like what he does for the game. I don't like, some of the people that kind of don't like. There's a lot of talk about getting that taken out of the game, and I don't think they're going to take him out of the game. They just put him on the cover of NHL 23, so I don't think that's going to be taken out of the game. Gary Bettman's loving that shit. So
the marketing for that is miraculous for the NHL. Also, hold on a second. I think I've figured this out. Everyone can listen to this epiphany. You're saying you don't like it because you're a Flyers fan, aka.
I said I do like it.
What? No, you said you don't like the skilled stuff.
I don't like the skilled stuff. There's plenty of talent on the Flyers. Okay.
No. I wasn't done. You're saying you're like partially not a fan of it because Coach Torts went on record saying and bashing that kind of play when he had the Michigan pass over the net.
Listen, I don't like to get into Flyers-based things. I have a whole podcast for that.
This is all NHL, every NHL, all 32 teams a free game.
I didn't appreciate that comment from him.
See,
I did appreciate it. I should have put him on here. I don't know if you saw him the other night yelling at the media. I called that. I called that.
Don't get me wrong,
dude. I personally don't go into post games because they ask stupid fucking questions. I say it all. I said it to my wife the other night. What did I say? I don't go in because they ask these questions, and I will honestly be like, "So, Coach, what do you think about all these dumb fucking questions these people are asking?" I'm like, I will say that, and I will lose my credentials because
you would be Tort's favorite media member if you went in and asked that question.
Yeah, because this, and then he says, you guys are asking me dumb because they are. Like,
I'm not going to disagree with you. That's for sure. But that's just like, I feel like it just depends on the city. Like, I know New York media can be ridiculous. I know like Montreal media, Edmonton media is a different animal. They're ridiculous. But like,
I appreciated that response from Drysdale. I was just like, dude, like what? And then the guy, like,
oh yeah,
why are you being pissy with me, bro? You wouldn't be here if he wasn't here.
Right. Like, why are you being pissy? Listen, dude. Like,
I'm the second best player in the world, and you're gonna sit here and fucking just shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm talking about. But the difference between us, but Olde City Sports Network, is we don't do it for a living.
Well, right.
So I think that's an kind of a additive with them. They do it for a living, so they do have to get that hot topic. Us, we're here for the ride.
But and actually, by the way, even though I'm bringing up the Torts comment, I love Torts. I am a big Torts guy. Just some of the, old man takes I'm not a fan of, but I still love me some Torts. I love his rants to the media. But anyway, it depends on the city. Because, like, yeah, they do it for a living. So some of them are going to be, a little high strung, right? But I think it depends. Because, like, yeah, like you just listed off some cities that are a little nuts. But, like, Chicago, like, again, we're a top 3 sports market. And same reason, right? Like, the media here there's a lot of pressure with the media for every team, but like here I've noticed they know the questions they're asking. It's very rare you get just a flat out, just dumb question. It's news the next day on any sports radio when there is a dumb question and there's some confrontation, because it's like that doesn't happen as much here just because they're so most of the media members in each sport, hockey, football, for the Bears, Hawks, Bulls, Sox, Cubs, they're all educated. But again, not every city is like that.
Yeah, it's a rough one here. It's a rough one. Fan base is bad. It's rough, dude. It's rough.
That honestly, I knew New York was a bunch of schmucks in the media for sure. I knew Montreal was pretty rough, and I knew Edmonton was a little rough.
Toronto's pretty bad too.
I knew Toronto was filled with a bunch of idiots, but like, I didn't expect Philly. I didn't actually expect that from Philly. I know their fan base can be a little crazy, but
crazy.
You're pretty chill.
We'll see. So the next segment we got coming up here it's called the scoreboard. Now this one is basically going to be, let's just do the thing first, and then we'll
hit it. Some good music. I like that.
I appreciate that music.
That's old timey news.
The scoreboard is brought to you by Lugaroo. Go to www.lugaroo.co. Message Colin. I'll give you a quote on all your sports apparel. Now this thing is going to be kind of like this. I guess the best scoring game. I'm not even sure. The scoreboard. It's going to be the highest scoring game. It's got to go to the Seattle Kraken against the Kings. It just has to. I mean,
it's ridiculous, dude.
I put out a tweet when it was happening. It was like, I don't know if this is just like absolute goal scoring or just the fact that the goaltending and the defense is not even in the building.
Oh, no. There was zero defense in the building. And when you have a game go 9-8 in overtime, like that could be what I wouldn't have given to go to that game. Like that's the game when you buy a ticket and like maybe you dish out a little extra money on a ticket. That's the game you want. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and for it to be, I mean, Seattle is actually doing a lot better than everybody thought they were going to do this year. Whether it's living off of borrowed time or not, it is what it is. But I mean, they won 9-8 in overtime, and I don't know. I love the look of the Kraken, but I
love their logos.
I think the Golden Knights have ruined the expansion draft team coming in and just lighting the world on fire. I think they've ruined it for everybody else because I just don't want them to come in and win. That's all. I just don't.
No, I mean
I do like Matty Beniers though. I'm a big fan of this guy. So
I'm a big Matty Beniers fan. I mean he's got to be the clear cut Calder Trophy winner this year.
Oh, absolutely.
If anyone outlasts him,
who do you think would be on that list
for the Calder leaders right now?
Not gonna be Shane.
Come on, give the kid a chance.
Dude, he's coming up to play the game against Montreal. They're bringing him back up.
I know. It's
if he doesn't glare, he's a fraud. If he doesn't glare, he's on fraud watch next week, straight up.
What? I don't know, man. We're gonna disagree on fraud watch then.
What do you mean? He's gonna if he doesn't glare at them, he's on fraud watch. He's got glare watch.
Oh, that glare! I love that. I mean, right now the leader in points is obviously Matty Beniers with 21. Behind him is Matthias Michelli or Maselli, however you say it, with 16. Actually, he's tied with Cole Perfetti with 16 points. And then right behind them in a three-way tie is Jack Quinn, Kalen Addison, and JJ Paterka. Oh, yeah, JJ Paterka, yeah.
Kalen Addison, I had him on my fantasy at the beginning of the season. And I ended up having that.
I'm a little mad.
Really well now, though.
It is, yeah. Dan, our good buddy Dan, my Pod Snipe Selly partner, he's loving that kid, that's for sure. I don't think anyone's going to catch Matty Beniers.
I
think if anyone were to catch Matty Beniers, I would have made an argument for McTavish on the Ducks, but the Ducks are just terrible right now. So unless they start to pick things up, that's not going to happen.
It would have been cool to see Wright and Beniers go at battle for,
on the same team. Yeah. See
that
narrative for a new team, like that's marketing gold for them.
Yeah, man. That's Ron Francis over there. He knows what he's doing. So I mean, it's a good look. And both of their jerseys are fucking sick. The away and the home jerseys, they're nice. They're nice jerseys.
This isn't even a hot take anymore. I knew a couple people that didn't like the Kraken jerseys when they first revealed them, and I was like, "You're high," because those jerseys are some of the sickest jerseys this league has ever seen.
There's a couple good ones. You'd mentioned the Flyers one. I said that the Blackhawks was one of them. I love the Wild. Love the Wild jersey.
I do too. As much of a rival as they are to me, I love the Wild's jerseys.
The Sharks have a good one. The Golden Knights, I like the Golden Knights one too. It's basic, but I like it.
This is a tease for either next week's show or the following show. Let's come up with our top 5 favorite jersey logos, or just jerseys.
Done. Oh, dude.
Active, though. Active. Let's not go history. Let's go active.
All right. We can do that. Call it Tarp Wars or something like that.
Yeah, right. Oh, well, I'm breaking out the Hartford Whalers jerseys in that case, but we're not going to do that.
I got some around here.
Yeah, I mean, Seattle's been doing great. And that's just, I mean, they can score in droves. I wouldn't put them on. I'm not going to put them on fraud watch.
I won't put them on fraud watch.
No. And even to me, even if they fall out of a playoff position, no one expected this.
No.
They made some good moves, but again, they were like a team that's like, all right, they were bad last year, and they're going to be kind of like one of those, like almost like a New Jersey Devil type, where the Devils were like up and coming for a solid 3 straight years, where it was like they could be here this year. Nope, they sucked. They could be here this year. Nope, they sucked again. They could be here. And now finally in that 4th year, the Devils are destroying the league right now. So
Flyers are about to beat the Avalanche 5-3.
Wow. Good for you guys.
I guess. I don't like that shit. Don't give us hope. What are you doing?
I love it. You start winning. I'm going to become a Ducks fan for the rest of the season so they can win out and we can lose out and get ourselves suck hard for Bedard. It's coming.
There you go. But yeah, so with that being said, we can jump right in. Actually, let me get the thing up because I got to read this off. A lot of people in the network were saying how no one covers the league because it's literally our league is ridiculous, just because of the people the players on the teams. But we'll just do the matchups. I destroyed Wade last week. Anyway, let's get into that. What's it? The OCSN fantasy? Let's do that. Alrighty.
Man, I was raving.
Yeah. That's a good one. I don't know. I threw them together one day. The OCSN Fantasy is brought to you by Fanatics. Use the link in the description. I believe it's this crazy thing and then / center ice. It was 65% off. So click on our link. Go. It was Advent. Yeah, I mean, it's all the good stuff. You can go get whatever you want. Just click on our link.
Jacket to my left over here.
Oh, there you go. Everybody has it. I mean, everyone who's anyone.
Everyone's got it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, use the link in the description. Go do that. Use Advent as your promo code for 65% off site-wide. Right now, I am beating Dan Bradley. 14.8 to 9.8. Hard to handle versus sticks are unbelievable. Hard to handle, just saying, my guy. He had a Flyers one. Check that out. Actually, the dead team is beating DE Bucknuts. Delaware Bucknuts, yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Blue Waffles is beating Hurts so good.
Oh God! All right. there was just no like innuendo in that name. It's just straight up Blue Waffle. Right in your face.
I guess you know what that means. So Delaware Goose Wings is beating Sports Scramble 1.2 to -0.6.
Oh, you guys do points. Okay.
No, we do weekly, and then we go up against someone every week.
But like actual points instead of
a
head-to-head category thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, we get head-to-head. What do you mean?
Like scoring like this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just different. I don't know. Team Neck is undefeated, has been since the entire thing. Is beating Brandon Montour's uncle 9.5 to 1.8. We can get him. We can get Brandon Montour on there too if we want to. That could be pretty cool.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. Team DeMeglio, which is Joey, is beating Delinquents Wismer, which is Sam Wismer, 2.4 to 0.9. Baduty Washers and Hell Ironman. Hell Ironman's going 14 to 12. And that's what's going on with us. But I just want to, real quick, this is the main reason here. I just want to read off I can't believe Nathan McKinnon's. And Zach Hyman's out too. What the fuck is going on? Lincoln's hurt. Wade Allison. It's just weird. I got Nathan McKinnon, Patrice Bergeron, Braden Shen, Zach Hyman, Clayton Keller. What was that? Was that a yes or no?
No, that was solid.
Chandler Stevenson, Zach McEwen, because he's my boy. Pasternak, McDavid.
Oh my God.
Owen Power, Adam Pellick, Josh Brown, Mackenzie Weegar, Adam Fox, Matthew Tkachuk.
Oh my God.
Mo Sider.
Wow. Okay.
Troy Lankinen, Justin Schultz, Anders Lee, Matt Roy.
You guys got some big rosters.
And Wade Allison. I got Ville Husso and Logan Thompson in net.
Dude, Ville Husso is a damn good fantasy pickup goalie this year. I have him too in one of my leagues, and he has been going off for me.
I had Olmark last year. I love dark horse goalies. And Allmark was as good, was as dark horse as it got last year. I mean, I wrote a whole fucking article about that guy coming on the Flyers.
I know it's not in your fantasy league, but I mean, I can read off my fantasy team.
Oh, good. No, good. Yeah.
So I'm in 2 leagues, but I'll read off the one that's so one league is not doing as well as it should be right now. I'm 3-5 in that league, but hopefully I can pick that up. I got a good team on paper in that league, but the other team is 6-2. Don't Taves me, bro.
Yeah,
that's a bit of an old reference, but I like it. So that league, yeah, I'm 6-2 in that league. Dan is in that league. So my rolling right now is Jack Eichel, who was out today, I guess. I'm gonna have to look into that. He's day to day. So Jack Eichel, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, David Krejci, Mark Scheifele, Troy Terry, Matt Zuccarello, Claude Giroux.
I don't go too far.
Nikita Kucherov, Mitch Marner, John Carlson, Aaron Ekblad, Darnell Nurse, Mackenzie Weegar, Justin Falk, Keandre Miller, Patty Kane, Matthew Barzell, and then my goalies are I kind of YOLO'd on the goalies. So John Gibson, Spencer Knight, and the combination, one of them is on IR right now, of Peter Mrazek and Alex Stalock.
No fucking way.
Hey, I'm 6-2 with that goalie bench right now. All right. Where my goaltending isn't getting the points, my scoring is.
yeah, you're goalie. I mean, you might as well just have no one there.
I mean, hey, until Stalock got hurt, obviously the Hawks are bad, but in this league, the more shots you face, the more points that goalie's going to get. And Alex Stalock was doing pretty well. And obviously the Hawks have an absolutely shit defense, so he was facing shots left and right. See what I did there?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I know I'll go through it very fast. I'll go through since we did it really quick. I'll do my other team's lineup. I'll do it really fast, just so everyone can know. Like it's 3-5, but on paper it really should not be doing that bad.
I don't even remember what I should have said. I don't know what mine is.
It's a keeper league, but Dan is also in this one. Connor McDavid, Mitch Marner, Artemi Panarin, Elias Pettersson, Patrick Kane, Tomas Hertl, Brad Marchand, Nico Hischier, Victor Hedman, Mackenzie Weegar, Shea Theodore, Alec Martinez, I'm probably going to drop him soon, Brent Burns, Noah Hannafin, Rupe Hintz, Vinny Trocheck, Matthew Barzal, Matt Boldy, Teuvo Teravainen's on the IR, and then my goalies are much, much better in this league.
I mean,
Igor Shesterkin, Ville Husso, Alex Georgiev, and Ilya Samsonov.
I'm a big Husso fan.
Dude, I'm loving them, man. I mean, I know I'm 3-5, but it's not because of my goaltending.
I started out the season with Fleury, and then was like, see ya.
Yeah. I had him last year when he was on the Hawks, and that worked for me. And then I kept him with the Wild, and he did all right on the Wild.
Yeah.
Those are my fantasy teams.
We should just do how our fantasy teams are doing in the week instead of going over the
Oh yeah, we went through the lineups. That's like a one-time deal.
Yeah, just go over. Oh no, I just meant I'm not going over who's doing what in our league. I'll just say how I'm doing, and you can say how you're doing because
absolutely.
But yeah, with that being said, we're getting over an hour here. Let's get into the Ice Guardians. We didn't get to do that yet. Yes, chat.
Some of those pictures are absolute quality.
Yeah. I like the music came out of nowhere. I was like, oh, that's kind of epic. So let's just keep that.
I feel like that's from Skyrim.
Oh, Skyrim guy, are you? Okay.
We'll get into that in other shows. Not right now.
We'll separated at birth here. Hold on. Only game, literally, not to get off topic. The only game I've paid $60 for on 11/11/11 was that game. I refuse to buy games for $60. It's fucking bullshit. $70. It's fucking nonsense. Anyway, yeah, it's fucking nonsense. I'm like, I got kids, dude. Fuck that. Yeah, Ice Guardians is brought to you by Norse Beards. Go to www.norsebeards.com. Use promo code OCS for 25% off your beards and products. I use them. Everyone in the network that's got a beard uses them. They're fucking sick. They smell so good. Oh, if you like the, I'm telling you, man, the weirwood, the drops. Oh man, just
they have growth helpers. It mostly
It's funny that you say. A lot of people are asking me that, and I'm getting really tight with the owner, Mark. And I asked him that because a couple guys at work, I had them sold if they had that, and he's like, "I've been to conventions and they don't fucking exist." And I was like, "Are you sure they don't exist? You just don't have one."
It's fair. It's probably it's probably a scam. I've seen some that exist, but I'm like, eh.
Well, little note to self. My mom is a trained esthetician. I don't know if you know what that is. She does like facial shit and all that she used to. And apparently the reason why you go bald and shit like that is because your hair follicles get fucking clogged and shit. I have a hat on all the time. There's a reason for that. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe you gotta open up your shit up and
I have heard that
enough
before.
though to use though. You have enough to use the shit though, honestly. It's
I'll take it.
So we got a couple here. I don't know how I'm gonna only do 2 of them.
That's fun. That makes sense. Yeah, I know we're getting over time. So
yeah. So we can say I'll erase these and then save the other ones. You got to pick Dave Semenko versus Kelly Chase, George LaRock versus I don't even know. It's George LaRock, Todd Fedoruk in his NHL debut, or John Scott versus Westgarth.
Let's save John Scott and Westgarth for next week.
Okay.
Let's just do the first 2 you said.
Okay.
And it does near the line. And a scrap has started, and Semenko is in there with Probert. Probert, remember, gave it to Wendell Clark, and he's taking some now, but now he gets loose. And this is going to be a massive scrap because everybody is pairing off now. Semenko is still throwing hard right hands at Probert, even though the 2 linesmen are trying to keep them apart.
And isn't it strange that it's not Stickle who can't hold his man, it's Civic who can't hold his man. But Semenko will definitely get the aggressor, the instigator.
And Semenko is still getting a right hand loose.
And Gerard Gallant may well have been the 3rd man in. There was a 3rd man, as he thought Probert was getting pounded badly, as Probert didn't throw a punch in the first half of this fight. And Gerard Gallant, 17, I think is telling Gill there, I didn't want to come in.
Bob Probert got those old-timey announcers. Bob Probert, they're throwing hands at Gerard Gallant. Can't hold on to his man.
Did you see Gerard Gallant though? He didn't even look like he had pads on.
It's so funny. As soon as he said it to him, like, my God, dates that video.
Yep. And then we have. I'll throw the Philly boy in there. Let's throw the Philly boy in there.
Yeah, do it.
Todd Fedoruk versus Rob Ray. A little side note. Yeah, well, a little side note. This was Fedoruk's first game up from the Phantoms, and he asked him to go. I think he won.
This contest in the first period with 3:50 remaining now in the first period. And
here we go. Fedoruk and Ray.
Rob Ray ready to square off and go. Fedoruk with his first NHL fight gets a right cross in. Ray gets a right hand free. Fedoruk waiting to pound him with lefts, and now Fedoruk coming back with lefts. Now he's going to switch hands, and he's got the right hand going now. Ray trying to throw haymakers over the top. Now they clench again. Then the linesmen are going to come in quickly and let him go.
They were talking to one another before the puck was even dropped.
You know, Dorning, I think he hurt Rob Ray with the last shot. Ray was holding on. We'll see if we can pick it up. Ray had a couple of good.
I don't think either of them lost that fight per se. They were just throwing blind haymakers and landing like 90% of them.
Yeah, so they were gonna drop him right back down if he didn't do anything. So he went out there and asked Rob Ray, and he gave it to him. So
hey, that's one way to make an impact. There's been a lot of fights over the last weekend, or so, or the last week. I think fights are making a bit of a comeback, and I don't know about you.
I'm all about it.
Absolutely keep fights in hockey. Like I'm like both ends. I'm like, I understand. Let's try and figure out the best way to avoid concussions at all costs. That's why I didn't like the Trouba hit. But fights, like, I'm fine with it, man. Like, most of the time it's not, most of the time it gets broken up before there's any real, like, true damage at this point. Like, keep the fights. Like, you cannot get rid of fighting. Maybe I sound like a meatball, but I don't care.
Hey, I'll jump right in there with you.
There we go.
They can coexist. I mean, first off, you're not going to stop the talent. It's not like it's just going to end.
No,
I mean, and
blood.
there's, I mean, like we were texting. There was a lot of violence last week.
Yes,
about it, man. So, got to keep it up. That could actually be final thought if you think about it.
That's kind of where I was going with it. I mean, like, fights are very much alive, and I think this is to me, this is the most fights in an NHL season, at least in the last probably 3-4 seasons that I've seen so far. I know we're only, about a quarter of the way through, so we'll see how it goes. But dude, I felt like it was like 2 a game or 2 a night of highlights I was seeing over the course of the last like 5-6 days.
Yeah, it's been a little chippy lately.
A little chippy. You love to see it, man.
Don't take. I said this once before. Got to bring the hate back, and people just took it the wrong way. You got to bring the hatred back. The rivalries. That's what sells tickets. I mean, there are people back in the stands, and there are people in the stands that want to watch the fights. I mean,
that's the thing. And hey, I'm all for selling the game. I'm all for selling the NHL. It's obviously at its highest point it's ever been. Of course, I'm willing to admit it's of the top 4. It will always be 4. I get that. But even though it'll always be 4, it can still grow. And that's one of those selling points, like fights. Like it's kind of like going to a NASCAR race. Like, yeah, you don't want to see anybody get severely hurt, but you're kind of like, if you're not an actual fan, or you're a new fan of NASCAR, you're probably like, come on, I got to see you crash. I'm not a fan of NASCAR. But it's the same way. To me, it's the same way as hockey. It's like if you're a brand new fan to hockey and you don't know jack shit about hockey, you don't know what icing is, you don't know what offsides is, you're probably going and you're like, where the hell are the fights? Let me see the fights. Like, that's the notorious thing. Let's go.
That's a good point. That makes sense.
You go to a game, it's your first game ever. If there's a fight, you're a fan for life. I'm calling that.
That's pretty. I've heard that a couple times. Actually, people have done this. But yeah, with that being said, I'll wrap up. Did they call that episode 1?
Episode 1.
Episode 1 of Center Ice, and he's Joel. I'm Jesse. We'll see you guys next week.
We'll see ya.